Hello, wonderful dreamers, and welcome back to another magical bedtime story. So far, we've celebrated a New Year's party and listened to the rhyming years. Tonight, on the third evening of January, we meet a very mischievous character, the North Wind, and discover how a group of very small but determined helpers stand against him. This is the story of Naughty Wind. It was a bright winter morning. The sky was pale blue, and the sun, though gentle, shone warmly on a little garden where clean clothes hung neatly on the line. The shirts, socks, towels, and sheets swayed gently in the light breeze, as though they were nodding to each other and whispering, "What a beautiful day to dry." Holding each piece of clothing in place were the little wooden clothespins. They weren't very big, nor were they very grand, but they were proud of their duty. Each one clamped tightly to the line, keeping the laundry safe. As they clicked and clacked softly in the sunlight, they seemed almost cheerful, chatting with one another in tiny wooden voices. "Oh, what a fine job we're doing today," said one clothespin proudly. "Yes," said another. "The sun is warm, the day is bright, and we're keeping everything safe in place. And we'll stay right here, strong as ever," chimed a third. But just then, far off in the distance, a deep whistling sound began to grow. The trees bent their heads, the leaves rustled, and the air grew sharp. It was the North Wind, sweeping down from the icy mountains, mischievous and full of trouble. The North Wind spotted the laundry line and gave a loud, booming laugh. "Well, well, well," he roared, swirling around the yard. "What have we here? A line full of clothes just begging to be blown away. What fun I shall have today." The clothespins shivered but quickly steadied themselves. "Oh no, you won't," they cried together in their tiny wooden chorus. "Oh yes, I will," howled the wind, twisting and twirling. "You are only little wooden things. I am strong and powerful. I can do just as I please." With that, the wind puffed out his chest and blew with all his might. Whoosh! The clothes flapped wildly, dancing and snapping in the air as if they might take off and fly away. The shirts ballooned, the sheets rippled like sails, and the socks fluttered like flags in a storm. The clothespins clung as tightly as they could. Their springs creaked, their wooden bodies strained, but still they held on. "Hold tight!" cried one. "Don't let go!" shouted another. But the North Wind only laughed harder. Just then, something magical happened. Watching from the edge of the garden were a group of fairies, small and sparkling, with wings like petals and voices like silver bells. They had seen the hard work of the clothespins and admired their determination. "The clothespins are doing such a fine job," said one fairy softly. "Yes," agreed another, "but the North Wind is too strong. They'll need our help." So the fairies flew to the clothesline and perched delicately on the tops of the pins. As their tiny feet touched the line, a soft glow spread along the rope like golden sunlight. Then, in voices clear and sweet, the fairies began to sing, "Hi-ho, hi-ho, let the North Wind blow. The clothespins and we will certainly see that the clothes will stay here. The day's nice and clear, the sun's good and strong, and the wind is quite wrong to try such a trick, but the clothespins will stick." Their song rang out like music across the yard, filling the air with warmth and strength. The North Wind paused, surprised. "What's this? Fairies? Helping? Clothespins?" He laughed again, louder this time. "You tiny creatures think you can stop me? I am the North Wind. I can howl through mountains and topple trees. What are fairies and wooden pegs to me?" But the fairies only smiled and sang louder. The clothespins gripped tighter, their wooden jaws clamping with renewed determination. The wind tried again. He blew and blew until the branches shook, the windows rattled, and the very ground seemed to quiver. Whoosh! Yet the clothes stayed fast. Not a single sheet flew away, not a sock was lost. The fairies' song grew stronger, weaving a shield of magic around the line. The north wind grew red with anger. He spun in circles, he stomped across the fields, he rushed through the trees. But no matter how hard he tried, the clothespins held their ground, helped by the fairies' cheerful music. Finally, with a tired sigh, the wind gave up. He slumped against a tree, ruffling its branches in defeat. "You may have won this time, little pins and pesky fairies," he muttered. "But remember, I am the north wind. I shall return again." The fairies only giggled. "Return if you like," they said. "We will always be here to help the brave little clothespins. For no matter how big and blustery you are, teamwork and determination are stronger." The wind grumbled one last time and then swept himself off across the fields, leaving the yard in peace. The clothes hung quietly on the line once more, swaying gently in the sunlight. The pins clicked happily, proud of their victory. "We did it," they whispered. "Yes," said a fairy, "you were very brave. Together, you and we made sure the clothes were safe. And so, on that bright winter's day, the little wooden clothespins learned that even against the strongest storm, courage, teamwork, and a little bit of magic could win the battle." And that was tonight's story, Naughty Wind. Even the strongest storms can be faced when we stand together with courage and friendship. Just like the clothespins and the fairies, we can hold tight through challenges and come out stronger. As you drift into sleep, may your dreams be filled with music, laughter, and the gentle warmth of teamwork. Please subscribe Fantasy Gleam to get this type of story regularly. Good night, wonderful dreamers. Sweet dreams, and join Fantasy Gleam tomorrow for another bedtime story.